Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I'm Anuradha, back with today's session for you. And the session today is on the topic Amazing SSB Interview Interactions between IO and the Recommended Candidates. Now, these interactions are based on the interactions that have been done in the personal interview, or PI as it is known in SSB interview. As the responses of the candidates are many, I have divided the sessions into two parts. So today we are going to look into the first part of these amazing SSB interview interactions. Now, the personal interview, or PI, is known as the most important part of the SSB interview process. It is a formal interaction between the candidate and the interviewing officer, also known as IO, which could go up to 30 minutes to 2 hours. The personal interview is something where you can make the most powerful impact, because PI is something where the candidate is meeting the assessor individually and the whole interview is about the individual candidate. The personal interview is so crucial that even the slightest mistake can ruin your whole performance or might damage your chances of getting recommended. On the other hand, the personal interview is so simple, it is just a formal interaction. But most of the candidates make it complicated because of few common mistakes. In this session today, I'm going to talk about what are the common mistakes candidates make, what is the best way to face the personal interview, and then I'm going to show you some of the best and real interactions between the IO and the recommended candidates. But before we begin, let me tell you that now you can log on to our website ssbcrackexams.com and subscribe to our courses, which will help you tremendously in your preparation for your upcoming defense competitive exams. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, join our Telegram channel, and log on to learn.ssbcrackexams.com for further information and recent updates about the different defense exams. We also have our mobile app, so now you can also download the mobile app from the Google Play Store itself. So let's start with some of the common mistakes which candidates tend to make during SSB interview. The first mistake is being afraid. Now, fear is something which impacts your performance, be it sports or exam or even asking someone out for a date. Fear comes from expectations, and expectations can relate to what one believes and would make them happy, and also what one has to come to expect from life. This means that expectations can be both empowering and disempowering. The fear which comes during personal interview is the fear of rejection. There is nothing wrong in keeping high hopes, but entering the PI hoping for some particular questions asked to someone else or hoping for IO to behave with you in a particular way is not a good idea. It is best to enter the PI without having preconceived notions in your mind. Enter the PI with good preparation and confidence, and face the questions with a calm and cool mind without expecting a particular response from the IO. The second mistake that the candidates make during SSB interview is lying. Now, do not lie unless you are a good liar. When you lie in an interview, some part of your brain always keep that impression alive till the end of the interview, or maybe after the interview. It affects your performance and personality in a bad way. Your mind knows that you are lying, which automatically drops your confidence as a human being. Secondly, you will not be able to think clearly. Your mind always tries to calculate the risk of getting caught. So it always calculates the questions asked by IO and answers in such a way which might not be a confident answer and shows lack of clarity. You might end up answering a very simple question incorrectly, or you might not even listen to the question completely and just want to say something just for the sake of it. The next mistake candidates make is to write too much in the PIQ form. Now, if you do not have anything particular to write on the PIQ form, do not write anything just for the sake of filling the PIQ form. You will face questions from the PIQ form, and it might make the matter more complicated for you. As a matter of fact, you don't need to be too good in everything. It is perfectly fine not to have super achievements in sports or education or something to boast about in the PIQ form. Just believe in yourself and stay confident. Take accountability for things you have done in your life, either good or bad. The next mistake that the candidates commit in SSB interview is to become nervous. Now, this is a common behavior or emotion of every human being. We all feel nervous during crucial moments of our lives. Again, the nervousness arises because of hope of achieving something and fear of losing it. You will never feel nervous while doing something in which you are not interested and don't want to achieve something out of it means no expectations. The only way you can control nervousness is by controlling your mind. A healthy body and mind makes your confidence rise up and reduces nervousness during crucial moments of life. Also, removing the fear of losing something remove nervousness. Meditation and yoga are the proven ways through which a human can control his mind. Spirituality also helps in controlling the mind and makes you more confident. The shortcut for not feeling nervous is to feel good about yourself, give importance to your life as a human being, acknowledge your achievements even if they are smaller. Remember, all the successful people are hardly nervous in front of others because they know they are successful and they admire themselves for achieving something in life. Value your life and don't underestimate it. So, these were some of the common mistakes I hope that you will be able to overcome when you'll be going for your personal interview in SSB. You can also comment below in the comment box about the mistakes you think you may have committed during your SSB interview. Now, coming to the most interesting part, I'm going to show you some of the real interactions between the IO and the recommended candidates. Now, before that, let me give you a disclaimer. These responses are taken from the SSB interview experiences shared by recommended candidates on our website ssbcrack.com. We do not recommend you to copy or imitate the same responses in your SSB interview. But I'm going to show you these interactions because they will give you an idea of how you can build up your own personal responses. So let's start with one of the candidates' responses for the entry CDS 11 SSB Allahabad. Now, this is what an IO asked: which regiment would you like to join? And the candidate answered, Gorkha. Why? I am very much impressed by their war cry, that is Jai Mahakali Ayo Gorkhali. This shows that the candidate was confident and had clarity of thought. The next response is for the entry NCC Special 11 SSB Allahabad. So these are the interactions. The IO asked, how many friends do you have and who are your best friends? The candidate answered, Sir, I am a friendly person, but I have 3 best friends, Harshit, Rahul and Salman. IO then asked, what are your 3 qualities which Harshit will tell me? The candidate answered, he would tell that I am disciplined, hardworking, and soft spoken. Then the IO asked again, and what about Rahul? What will he tell me about you? The candidate answered, Sir, he will tell that I am helpful, fun loving, and I give excellent advices. The IO then said, अभी तक तुम्हारे किसी दोस्त ने नहीं बताया कि तुम फौजी अफसर बनोगे. And the candidate very cleverly replied, बस सर सलमान बोलने ही वाला था, आपने पूछा ही नहीं उससे. Then the IO said, how do you think you were able to influence your group? And the candidate answered, Sir, we were 20 candidates and at least 15 of them tried to imitate my language and tone, which was basic UP wala Kanpuriya and Banarasi. Next, the IO said, if not selected this time, what will you do? The candidate answered, Sir, abhi tak to all my tests have been fine and I think I am having positive chances to make it this time, but if not, I also got selected for Indigo Airlines as security executive and I will be joining it. The IO said, Tum pakka bouncer banoge. And the candidate again very cleverly replied, No sir, I will be looking after the luggage section. Now, The response of the candidate showed that he was witty and smart. His answers showed he was confident, had clarity of thought, and was quick witted. Let me show you another interaction between the IO and the candidate for the entry TES 18 SSB Allahabad. The IO here asked what happens to the mass of the object which when speed of it reaches the speed of light. The candidate answered mass becomes infinite, and he told the formula of inertial and non-inertial mass to the IO. The IO then again asked what is refraction? What is the cause of refraction? The candidate answered the thing about the refraction. He told him about refraction and again added, I would consider light as a wave to answer this question, as light possess dual behavior, and because of the change in wavelength and the speed of light wave, the refraction occurs. The IO then again asked, how can you say that light possesses particle-like behavior too? The candidate answered by photoelectric effect. The time lag between the incidence of radiation and the emission of a photoelectron is very small, less than 10 to 9 seconds. If it behaves like a wave here, it will take several hours. Every electron absorbs one photon, then it is emitted out if the incident light has equal to or more frequency than a threshold frequency. Now, the response of the candidate shows that the candidate knew what he was talking and had immense knowledge of the subject. He also utilized the opportunity to engage the IO in the same topic where he could blow his mind with the knowledge he had. So these were some of the interactions that I showed to you in today's session. I will come back with the part 2 of the interactions where I'll be giving you some more sample interactions between the IO and the recommended candidates. But again, as I have already told you before, I would not suggest you to copy these responses, but just take the idea and utilize it while you are building up your own responses. So I'll see you next in part 2 of these interactions between the IO and the recommended candidates. You can also follow these books which will help you in your preparation for SSB interview. You can order them off from SSB Crack Shop or from Amazon and Flipkart. So work hard, practice hard, and believe in yourself. Jai Hind.